Now, this Friday, UIL eligibility check happens, so you want to make sure you're passing or as close as you can, and I can work with you, but definitely let me know if that's an issue for you, okay? We're going to have a quiz on Wednesday over some of this systems of equation stuff. Always check skyward, and here's our warm-up. Now, on our notes from Thursday, I believe, we talked about how to do one of these. I know they're a little bit more challenging, but we can do it. It's nice when the equation is already solved for a variable, but neither of these are solved for one variable, right? So what we want to do is solve one of them for a variable. And the easiest way to do that is to figure out which one is by itself, okay? Now, out of all these x and y's, this y on top is isolated already. So this will be easier to solve for. So I'm going to bring it over here and start solving for y. So negative 4x plus y equals negative 21. Now, thank you, sorry, frozen, my bad. All right, now, when we solve this, how do I get y by itself? What do I do with that negative 4x? Not divide. Yes, so it's a negative term. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to add 4x to both sides. Now, what's negative 21 plus 4x? It's not 17. It has nothing to do with 17 because, if you remember, right, they don't combine, right? One has an x, one doesn't. So we're going to put that, I like to put the mx in front of the b. So the 4x is going to go in front of the minus 21. So I'm going to bring down y equals 4x minus 21. Okay? So this is how we solve for y. This is when we don't have it already isolated, we want to do this step first. Now, then we take this y and plug it into the other equation right where we see y right there. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite this first equation, but instead of y, I'll put parentheses 4x minus 21. Here we go. Minus 6x minus 5, but instead of y, I'm putting parentheses 4x minus 21 equals 1. Okay. No. This is along the way here. So again, I solved the first one for y, plug it into the other one, replacing y with 4x minus 21. And now I need to simplify this, PEMDAS, etc. So what would I do first here?
5 goes into 4.
So what is that number in front of the parentheses? Negative 5. So don't forget the signs. Negative 5 times 4x is negative 20x. And then negative 5 minus 21. Now this time we have a negative times a negative, which should be a positive 105. Okay, so bring down equals 1, bring down negative 6x. Okay. Now, when we have all these extra terms, we want to combine like terms, right? So, negative 6x minus 20x is what? So we got that negative 6x minus 20x. Combine these like terms, what do we get?
26x.
Negative 26x, okay? So if you have a negative and you subtract, it gets more negative, negative 26x. Again, your calculator can help you with little computations. Bring down plus 105 equals 1. Next step, how do I get rid of the 105 loner? Minus 105. careful here. What's 1 minus 105? Negative 104. Okay, so bring down. Negative 26x equals negative 104. Okay, a negative coefficient. This gets goofed up a lot, but what do we do to get rid of a negative 26 in front of x? We do divide. You over here? Right? To get rid of a coefficient, we divide by the same number. Divide by negative 26 on both sides. Okay. Again, calculator can help you with computations if you need to. Negative 104 divided by negative 26 is a positive 4. Now I know these are a lot of work. We did all that work to get x, and are we done? We feel like it, and we did succeed in something, but we need to get y. So, you can plug in that 4 into any equation. You can, the first equation, the second equation, or even that one that I solved for y off to the right. And I'm going to pick that one just because it'll be a little easier. Okay. So over here, I'm going to replace that x with a parentheses 4, because that's what x equals. So 4 times 4. What's 4 times 4? 16. Yeah, 16 minus 21. Negative 5. All right, so this is not the easiest type of system of equation. I get it. Yeah, that's why we're revisiting it on the warm-up, okay? So once I have x and once I have y, I have to write my answer as a ordered pair, x comma y in parentheses, okay? So we're going to have 4 comma negative 5 as our answer, okay? That is one of the more challenging ones from last week, which if you didn't finish that assignment, we'll have some time after today's notes, okay? But if you didn't notice in the objective for today we are going from 2 equations of this stuff to 3 equations of this stuff, which sounds like it could be a lot harder, and it can be a lot harder. But let me encourage you a little bit. The way that these are set up on these notes are not that bad, okay? These are kind of softball 3 equation system. So I'm going to pass this out. We got to do these notes. Okay. I know. I'm going to see you down the street. I'm going to say, hey, if I have 3 equations, how do you solve this?
I know.
And then you're going to use it, right? Real quick, because you're going to miss some important stuff. This is the most important part of the day. You want to leave now? What? I know, but wait. So these were notes, right? Yes. So just don't worry about that. But pass that back. You can go if you need to, but like run. No, it's up to you. All right. Now here we go. Okay. So again, this might seem tough or discouraging, but stick with me. We're going to make it as easy as we can. Okay? So x, y, and z. Yes, we do have a third variable today. We have z's. Okay. These are our steps. Is everyone looking up here? Okay. It's okay. I'm going to make it best I can. So the first step is to solve one equation for one variable. Using that variable, you're going to plug it into the second equation and solve for the second variable, right? And then using those 2 variables you solved, plug it into the third equation to get your third variable. And then step 4, you write your solution as x, y, z, okay? Seems like a lot, but follow me and you'll be all right, okay? Now, can I move this? One second. So it says solve the system of equations. Now, if you notice these 3 equations, all the equations don't have x, y, z, right? The first equation just has an x. The second equation just has x, y. The third equation has x, y, z. So it kind of sets you up in order, okay? 1 variable, 2 variable, 3 variable. It's kind of like a pyramid. These type of problems are not that bad. Now here's what you're going to do first, okay? I want you to write these columns, okay? Our first thing is get x, second thing is get y, third get z, and then write our solution. So write those columns. Yes, sir. Please. Write these 4 columns. Then, let's solve for x. Now, if I gave you this as a warm-up, just this first equation, that would hopefully be an easy warm-up, right? Just a one-step equation. So, let's solve that for x. If I have 2x equals 8, how do I get rid of that 2? Divide, right? It's a coefficient being multiplied, so we divide by 2. Okay? Looks like this. What is 8 over 2? 4. Okay. Now, that wasn't that bad, right? So, we found one variable. Yes?
The way I looked at it without doing anything.
Okay.
A number next to a number, you multiply it, right?
Those are multiplying.
I just looked at it like 2 times 4 is 8.
Yes.
So I saw x is 4.
Yes. So you're thinking algebraically, which is totally fine.
Okay.
Yes. But when we have multiple steps, that's where it's like, okay, it'd be good to write that down. But this is a one-stepper, so that's totally fine. X is 4, because 2 times 4 is 8, right? Okay, now we're going to use that x. Now go to that second equation. X plus y equals 9. In your second column, let's write that down. If we know x is 4, and we're doing substitution, we're going to replace that x with the number 4, right? Makes sense? How do I get rid of the 4 on the left side? It's a positive term, so I'm going to subtract, right? Right? Sure? I want to hear some responses over here from my Nisa corner of the room, right? So, minus 4 gives me what? So 9 minus 4 gives me 5, right? Cool. Now, if you know 2 variables, then you can use that 3 variable equation and plug in the 2 that you know. So, in your third column, you can write your 3 variable equation for under solve for z. Go ahead and write 3x minus y equals plus 2z equals negative 9. And go ahead and substitute. Wherever you see x, go ahead and put a parentheses 4 instead. And then where you see y, you can just write 5. So it looks like this. I substituted x with that green 4. I substituted y with that bluish 5. Replace. Replace. At this point, we got to simplify like PEMDAS. What would I do first here? Parentheses. 3 and 4 multiply to make 12. And then 12 minus 5? 7. All right, good. Now, they show each step here. So 12 minus 5 gives me 7. And now it's a 2-step equation. We want to solve for that z. That's not an s, it's a little z. Or, anyway. So what would I do first to solve for z? So before the 2, we have a loner 7. How do I get rid of a plus 7, positive 7? Minus 7 on both sides. Negative 9 minus 7 is, what's negative 9 minus 7? 3, 2, 1. Negative 16. Very good. All right. Negative 16, so we got, bring down. All right, so 2z equals negative 16. Last step to get rid of that 2. Divide, and I get, what's negative 16 divided by 2? Negative 8. Okay, thank you. Because it's a negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Now, okay. First one, not too bad. Second one, it's all right. Third one, okay, I got to plug stuff in. I got to figure it out. Once you have x, y, and z, your solution is written as an ordered pair, parentheses, x, comma, y, comma, z. So it'll look like this. It's kind of like the ordered pair we saw before, but now we got a third letter, or a third variable, so we have a third number. Sign out, take the best. Now, I'd like for you to start trying to do the next one on your own. Which one? Okay. So y'all want me to show you example 2?
Yes.
Okay, let's try example 2 together, then the back y'all can try on your own. All right, here we go. Example 2. Wait, does everyone still need the front? I mean, number 1. Okay. Here, why don't you watch this one, and then you can get that later. That way you kind of follow. All right, everybody, example 2. Now, here's what we do. We see 3 equations. One of them has the top one has 2 variables, the middle one has 1 variable, the last one has 3 variables. If you can do it how you want, but if you want to do it like the notes, go ahead and write these 4 columns. Right? Go ahead and write those 4 columns. Okay.
Yeah.
Now start doing it. All right. Which equation would be the easiest to solve?
What?
Because I'm your teacher. I want to know. That's funny, right? All right. No, but the middle, does everyone agree the middle equation is the easiest one because it has 1 letter, 1 variable, right?
Yeah.
Right? Hey, don't dream about math. It's right here. Don't have to dream about it. All right, now, if I want to solve for y, the 1 variable equation, I'm going to start in the second column right here, okay? So go ahead and write the second column, 3y equals 9. Right? So 3y equals 9 on that second column. And solve it. How do I get rid of the 3 in front of y? Right? We divide. If it's a coefficient, we got to divide by whatever it is. In this case, it's 3. So to get rid of the 3 in front of y, divide by 3 on both sides. What is 9 divided by 3? 3. Okay. So again, start with the easy one, 1 variable. Now move to the 2 variable. Which one should I do next? Okay, the top one has x and y. Since I know y, it'll be not too bad, right? So go ahead on the first column, write x minus y equals 8. Whoops. And if I know y is 3, I'm going to replace this y with a 3. So x minus 3 equals 8. What do I do to get y? What do I do to get rid of that minus 3? Well, so if I'm solving for x, how do I get rid of the minus 3? Plus 3. So 8 plus 3 is 11, okay? Because 11 minus 3 is 8, right? Okay. So I solved the easy one. Now I use that to get the medium one. Once I have x and y, I can plug it into the other third equation where I see x and y. So go ahead and write under solve for z, the third equation, which is x plus y minus z equals 10. Okay. And replace x with 11, replace y with 3. Then you can solve it from there. So what would I do first to simplify? Hey, what would I do first to simplify this? Oh, okay, what's 11 plus 3? All right. you already write it down? Oh, wow. Okay. Never mind. So, next step. If I'm solving for z, how do I get rid of that 14? Okay, minus 14. Some people make a crucial error here. Okay? What is 10 minus 14? Negative 4. So some people put z equals negative 4, and then it's like, that's it. But do you see how that it's not just a z, it's a negative z, right? You got to bring the sign with it. So how do I get rid of that negative sign is the question. What do y'all think? True. Kind of. So to be able to erase it, what do you do? No. So okay. Right. So in front of z is a negative 1, and no matter what's in front, to get rid of it, we divide by it, right? So if you see a negative by itself, you're going to divide by negative 1. Okay? All that basically does is all of the signs change from positive, negative, or negative, positive. And we get z equals 4. Is that what you got over there? 4 or negative 4? What'd you get? Regular? Okay. Now, once we have x, y, and z, we can go ahead and write that down as our solution. X, comma, y, comma, z. Now, this one's different because we had to solve for y first because that's the one that had one variable. So we did this first, then this, then that. Now, x, y, z. 11, comma, 3, comma, 4. Okay? Now, if you have those done, you can go ahead and flip it over because I have a question for you on these next two. Okay. Real quick, sign out, take 5. On example 3, which one should you solve for first, x, y, or z? What do you think? Why z? Or how come z? I don't know how to say it without saying y. Because there's only one letter, one variable, right? And actually, it's already solved, so it's like super easy. Okay, so when you're doing example 3, you already have your z. You can already plug that into which equation next? The middle one with the y. And then once you get y, plug both of those into the first one. Boom. Okay, so I can give you all a minute to try these on your own, and then I can give you we can go over the answers. Okay. Okay, so here's example 3. Is there a way to exit this? Okay. Now, I did it kind of like not in the columns way. I just started with what's the easiest one? Z equals 6. I plugged it into the second one, and I got y equals 3. Plugged it into the first one, got x equals 5. I'll leave it up there. But this is important. When I got these answers, z was 6, y is 3, x is 5. I'm not going to put 6, 3, 5 because that's not in alphabetical order. It's got to be x first, then y, then z. So note that's why I crossed this out right here. It's got to be 5, 3, 6, x, y, z. It can be. Right? Make sense?
No.
We're doing 3 on the back. And if you want to see 4, it's right here. You just gotta squint. Okay, I'll pull up next. So if you want 3, I'm leaving it up here for now, but in a minute I'm gonna switch it to 4.
I cannot be in this type of stuff.
Oh, you're giving us more things?
What about, okay, you ready for the next slide? Example 4? No?
Look how much I know.
Okay. Every day, fun, fun, fun. Okay, next?
Yeah.
All right, example 4. Now, on this one I solved for x first because I had one variable. Plugged it into the third one to figure out z. Plugged it into the middle one to get y. Put it in order. Now, when you finish getting this down, I passed out the assignment that you can work on today and tomorrow, so no need to like rush. Don't freak out. Tomorrow we'll also do a little review because we're quizzing on Wednesday. So, cool. So go and get these down. Right? 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 Huh? Right? Right? Where are your notes at?
I put them over here.
Why do you do that?
Because it's done with them.
Are you? Because we're like actually doing example 3 and 4. So. Oh, one more thing, real quick.
This doesn't matter.
It does.
We gotta work on the word.
Okay, everybody, look. Okay, I'll put it back in a second, but real quick, look. I want you to know how to use your calculator. Last time I showed you how to do the end solve or the menu 3-2, right? Okay. Everyone wants to hear this, I bet. Okay, because this is your way to check your work. Is everyone looking up here? Look. Everybody look. Okay, let's say I wanted to check example 4, the one I just had on the board. Okay, what did I press last week to get systems menu 3-2? It's going to be the same buttons. If I press menu 3-2, okay, for y'all it's 3-2. Now last time we just hit OK here, but let's read this. It says number of equations. Today we're talking about how many equations? 3. So I need to knock this or push the up button until I get 3. And once you hit that, you'll see that you have x, y, and z now. Okay? Now if you press OK, you're going to get 3 boxes. If you can type in your 3 equations into the 3 boxes, you'll get your answer. So I'm going to do example 4. I'm going to type this out real quick. Negative 2x equals 10. Go down. X plus 3y plus 4z equals 40. Go down. X plus z, equals 7. If I type them incorrectly, I can just hit enter, and I get, for you, it's going to have it as like a ordered pair in parentheses, but it's -5, -1, -12. Is that what I got over here? -5, -1, 12. It is. Okay. That's example 4. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave this up here. And again, you know the calculator way to check your work now. Your assignment's only 3 questions, but no need to rush. Do the substitution. Check it with InSolve, menu 3-2. And again, it's due tomorrow. You have class time tomorrow. No need to. All right, here we go.